Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is another killstreak breakdown, this time actually with a Commando Droid. It was a 31 killstreak that I got with the BX, which I actually also did while I was live streaming, so I was quite impressed with this little run. And in my opinion, I think the BX Commando is probably in the top 3 reinforcements in the game, along with the Sith Trooper and the Death Trooper would be my top 3. That's not in any particular order, but those are the 3 I have up there. The star cards that I use for the Infiltrator class normally, the first one is called Desperation, which lowers the recharge rate of all your abilities while you're taking damage. The second one is Evasion, which gives you 1 extra dash, so you've got 3, which is really handy, especially for a fast moving character like the BX Commando. And the third card is called Stalker, I believe, which gives you health back, 55 health back for an enemy that you defeat while your scanning ability is active. So the BX is a very fast moving reinforcement, so you got to use that to your advantage, use your dashes, and they've got a neat little trick with their vibro sword, where if you dash and back it up immediately with a vibro sword, then you can cover ground much faster. And if you can chain the dodge sword in that sort of pattern, you can cover ground much faster, and it's even faster than a lot of saber heroes, which means you can escape from them, which is really handy, because that's the biggest threat to any reinforcement on the separatist side. And this map Kashyyyk is suited perfectly for these reinforcements as well. It's a big open area, you've got plenty of room to maneuver. So like what I always like to do is moving back and forth between the left and right hand side of the map. Obviously the people carrying the iron disruptors are marked pretty clearly, so they're easy for you to spot, and they're usually a lot easier to take out, so you can get some free kills, and you're actually playing the objective to help your team out as well. Especially on a map like Kashyyyk, you need as many tickets as you can for that second and third phase, because they can be extremely hard to push at times. So I'm just going in between areas. You can use your scanning ability to your advantage. There's that vibro sword trick that I mentioned just earlier. Their blaster is pretty decent at all ranges. I'd prefer to stick to sort of mediumish range, and if you get close, I'd pick the vibro sword over the blaster. It's going to kill them much faster. Once you get some good practice with using that vibro sword, you can get some pretty easy kills. And if you can land some headshots, their gun's quite accurate and the spread's very low, so you want to be aiming for the head as much as possible with these guys. This allows you some quite easy kills. Obviously the other thing you got to watch out for is those TX tanks. I think they're not quite as bad as ATSTs, but they're getting up there in terms of annoying. I'm getting a bit of trouble here. You always want to throw the smoke down and follow it. So the best tip, I said it in the Lando Hero guide as well, because his smoke grenade works very similarly. You want to be down facing towards the ground when you throw the smoke down, so then it throws it more directly in front of you rather than too far ahead, because then you can't use it to your full advantage. So you'll notice in the gameplay, every time I use a smoke grenade, I always point the camera down towards the ground to then activate it. It makes it much easier. And I get a nice little run here. Take out a couple of them. Like I said, using that vibro sword when you're at really close range is much easier. So it's got pretty decent lock on it. Again, I'm just going between left and right on the map, looking for easy targets to take out. Not only is the BX Commando Droid one of the best reinforcements in the game, in fact, I actually honestly think it's number 1. The Death Trooper is a close second, and then I'd probably put the Sith Trooper third, but also in terms of the most enjoyable classes to use, I definitely play the Commando Droid. Up there is one of the most fun for me to use. And I think if Boba Fett did not exist in this game, and I wasn't playing him every chance I got on Kashyyyk, I'd be playing the Commando Droids instead. again, we're going between left and right, use the scanning ability whenever it's available. And that vibro sword actually deals extra damage if you hit them in the back, which is another handy tip. And I think two hits with it in the back is, I'm pretty sure it can one hit kill regular troopers, and then obviously you need a third one to kill a heavy. But that's a really effective tactic at sort of really close range, and you get the 2 swings off in about a second. So in terms of time to kill, it's one of the fastest abilities in the game, amongst reinforcements at least. Again, I'm just scanning between the areas, get some nice few headshots here. Unfortunately, there are a few kills that I wasn't quite quick enough to get onto, so it could potentially been a 35 or even a 40. I was a little bit annoyed that I died in the end because it was such a good run, but 30 with any reinforcement is pretty damn good, so I'm not going to be complaining too much. Again, like I said before, when you get those headshots, it can be really, really satisfying. You always want to go for the head with any blaster, but especially one like this that is so accurate. There's almost no spread on it. I had a good chance to take out this Anakin here, so I just wanted to deal as much damage as I could to him to make him run away. And even though he's in his heroic might animation, I'm far enough away that it's not going to affect me. And even if it does, at best it's going to knock me over. It's no threat to actually kill me. I think I have a nice little sequence here. I get quite a few kills. I think the other slightly disappointing thing about this run was that I was on a loaded squad. As you can see, I've got a full green squad with me, and I think we had Darth Maul 516 playing a hero, and we had someone else that was playing a hero as well. And we had a big squad of about 8 of us, so we just absolutely dominated, unfortunately, which meant that the second and third phases were over too quick. Otherwise, you never know how much of a run this could have been. But yeah, I'd been trying for a good run with a Commando Droid for a long time, and I'd gotten a few sort of high teens, low 20s, but I'd never quite put it together like this, which was extremely satisfying. And obviously, I'll definitely be trying to get a bigger one with these guys in the near future, I hope. And if I know I've been doing hero guides, and there's a couple that are on the cards in the next few weeks, but if at any point there's a certain reinforcement like the BX Commando, it could be any of the reinforcements that you'd want to see a guide for, then feel free to let me know in the comments, because I'm happy to give anything a good crack, and any tips I can help for you guys for any class. I'm happy to try and do that for you to improve your gameplay. So now we're on to the second phase here. Obviously the heroes are what you got to watch out for. Anakin had no idea I was still there. Free kill, I'll take it. Obviously we got to try and push these objectives, which we've actually already armed them both, which is kind of the point I was mentioning a bit earlier, that typically this map it's not that easy to get right in the room and be able to get rid of a few troopers and actually arm them. So that was slightly disappointing. I've lost a bit of health here, so I'll wait for it to regenerate. I've got a couple of teammates in front of me. It's always good to go up top first and then come down, and as I get there it's already been taken, so we got someone arming it, so I can protect it now. Then we can focus on the other objective. Free kill there. There's quite a few up top there. But if there's too many of them looking at you, they can take you out quite quickly, because reinforcements don't have anywhere near as much health as a hero does. And now that we've armed this second objective, my main goal here is just to hold on to that staircase and just prevent them from coming anywhere near the area to actually turn it off, so that we can move on to the next phase. Got a few headshots there, but no kills, unfortunately. very, very good teammates in this round, so I could kind of, I don't know, I could relax a lot more. I think I mentioned this in one of my breakdowns, or I might have mentioned it in one of the hero guides, that playing as relaxed as possible is the best way to go on a good run like this. And having such good teammates just gave me the freedom to play freely. Again, we're doing the same thing, we're just checking both sides. We've got a full squad of greens here. A bit unlucky not to get the kill on that guy, but that's okay. As soon as you feel like you're under threat like that from turrets or from vehicles, you want to find the closest cover you can, which luckily on this phase there's lots of it. Again, using a scanning ability wherever possible. There's that vibro sword trick I mentioned earlier, and see 2 swings to kill him in the back. So that's a huge advantage that the BX has over a lot of the reinforcements. It's probably one of the biggest reasons why I'd rank them as number 1. I think I killed this. No, I don't kill that guy. But see, this is the point where we've already armed both the objectives, so I'm just trying to rush forward and get a couple more kills before the game ends. And obviously it leads to my downfall because there's too many troopers there. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for another breakdown. So I hope you enjoyed this little run with the BX Commando Droid. Let me know if these guys or any other reinforcement you'd like to see me do some sort of guide or tips and tricks for. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.